Hey YouTube, what's up? In JT Sasuke. I'm here to bring you my double review for The Flash. So basically, I'm going to tackle this by going over some top moments of the episode, of these episodes. So starting with Flash Season 2, Episode 2, The Flash of Two Worlds. So basically, one of the highlights of the episodes was definitely Barry's very untrusting nature toward Jay Garrick. He actually questioned him a lot and really just made it seem like he didn't want to trust him at all. Obviously, this stems from him not being able to trust anybody due to what happened with Harrison Wells. Harrison Wells was Eobard Thawne, the man who killed his mom, and he looked up to Harrison Wells so much. Once he finally did start to trust him, though, they were able to actually take out the metahuman that Zoom brought over from Earth 2, and was actually able to defeat him with a concept that Jay Garrick's actually been working on. Sorry. So Jay Garrick is definitely going to be a kind of like a coach for the Flash in this season. Another highlight is actually the iconic scene where Patty Smith actually comes in. Well, not comes in, but like she's telling the Flash to help her, and the two of them jog over to her and they say yes, and they both jog over to her, cutting the pillar, recreating the scene from the comic books in The Flash of Two Worlds. So I just thought that was pretty cool. A couple more highlights from that episode were definitely just the fact that I would definitely say Patty Smith, just her determination and how she was constantly messing with Joe, constantly bugging Joe to join the Metahuman Task Force when there was nobody that wanted to join it, to the point where Joe was just like, screw it, I'm not going to put together a task force then. So I just like the fact that she was very determined, and we actually see that her father died from Clyde Martin, from one of the Martin brothers, during a bank robbery when they were just normal bankers, and then she heard that they got powers, and so she's just like, bad people get powers, and I want to be there to stop them. So there's that. Another highlight of the episode would definitely be Cisco. Cisco. His vibe powers are starting to come in, and I like how he described it. He said, I get a vibe, and then I see a vision, and I'm just like, that is the coolest way to describe your powers. And they name dropped his superhero name from the comics, so yes. I really did like what they're doing with Cisco. I'm also surprised that Cisco, of all people, and trying to keep his powers under wraps. But it makes sense when you think that he doesn't really know what to make of his powers. And after Dr. Wells saying that, oh yeah, I gave you this power, he kind of like of it, because Dr. Wells was like something to him too. So then, a last highlight from the episode would definitely have to be Martin Stein. Martin Stein is obviously being affected from not being able to transform in a firestorm anymore. There's something internally going on, and we'll have to see about that within the coming episodes. So now we're going to move on to highlights from last night's episode. First highlight, Patty Smith, obviously being on the task force and just her interactions between her and Barry. It was very funny. Actually, she gave Barry her number, thinking that he wanted to be romantic, but she ended up, I think it was an excuse, saying, I wanted to give you my number anyway, so that way me and you could talk if you ever needed, if you ever had questions on a case or something. And honestly, I can definitely see Barry and Patty going into a relationship. So another highlight would be something that I wanted to say for the last episode, but I decided to save it for this episode, is Iris's mom actually coming back. Now, Iris's mom was a drug addict, and Iris's mom, her dad actually tried to help her go to rehab one time, multiple times, but put her in another rehab, and she just left and never came back. So instead of telling his daughter Iris the truth, he told her a lie, said that your mom died, your mom was a great woman, and now with her back, he has to tell her, even though he doesn't want to. Which leads to my next highlight, Iris surprisingly being understanding. I think this is going to change and it's going to cause some tension between them, but I think there's going to be a lot, but I'm just happy that she was very understanding. I do think there's going to be a lot of tension that's coming between her and Joe in the coming episodes. So another highlight from the episode would definitely have to be Martin Stein. Martin Stein, just the simple fact that the Firestorm Matrix is like calling to him. It's clearly calling to him. He's going to try and merge with someone who is going to become the second half of Firestorm. So there's that. Another highlight is the fact that Captain Cold actually has father issues and is actually, going along with his father because his father decided, hey, I'm going to blow your sister's head off if you don't. We come to find out that there is one person that he cares about more than anybody, and that is his sister. Which leads to my final highlight. Team Flash helps Golden Glider. I love the fact that Team Flash every once in a while will sit there and be like, you know what? We're superheroes and we help whoever is in need of help. And she just happened to be in need of help. So that's my highlights for those episodes. I'll give a proper review for next week's episode next week. But I thought these 2 episodes were good. This season, starting out like last season, we're kind of slow paced and building up to something bigger. So we'll definitely see things explode around the 8th or 9th episode. But there were some pretty good episodes, and they're setting up a lot of good stuff. So thank you guys for watching. Comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about The Flash. Subscribe to my channel for more Flash content, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.